More details are still emerging on yesterday's Jamhuri Day celebrations in Nairobi. It's emerging that a good number of that crowd that was spotted yesterday cheering up William Ruto was a mobilized, paid and bought crowd. Listen to this gentleman before we continue.
So tusidanganyane, tuseme tu kweli. Hata saizi tukikuja hapa, mimi niliambiwa maybe nikipanda gari nitapata kitu kidogo. Kusema tu kweli. Tuseme kweli. Nikaona nikikuja labda nitapata kale kadogo, ninunue sukuma. Hiyo ndio imenileta my friend. Ukweli wa Mungu. Nasherehekea, maybe wadozi wa Kenya ndio wanasherehekea. Nimekuja na njaa,
Ulipiga kura mwaka uliopita. Yeah. Matarajio yako yamefikiwa?
Matarajio hajafikiwa hata kidogo.
Ulikuwa unatarajia nini?
Nilikuwa natarajia maisha, angalau maisha isikue vile ilikuwa. Lakini chenye nimeona Kenya, nasema hata ni heri kuwa umbwa Kenya kuliko kuwa binadamu. Manake umbwa itakula kwa mtaro bila kuhangaika. Huku industry ukienda unapigwa makofi, saa zingine unalala njaa, unafanya kazi. Lakini umbwa italala njaa Kenya. Itatembea mahali popote ikikula.
That gentleman there is not only an embarrassment to himself, but an embarrassment to Kenya. He allowed himself be used by Kenya Kwanza to hoodwink and to create a false notion that William Ruto has the numbers. And just as I've been saying in this forum, Kenyans should not allow themselves to be used by William Ruto to continue deceiving other Kenyans. And I'm saying that because yesterday, for those who are going through online political pages, most of these older bloggers and these people supporting William Ruto used that occasion to brainwash and to hoodwink some Kenyans that William Ruto actually has the numbers. And some Kenyans might have believed the lies and the propaganda, courtesy to such individuals saying they went there for food and to get something small. If Kenyans can agree not to allow themselves to be used by William Ruto and his team, then I believe strongly William Ruto will find it very hard even lying to Kenyans. We still remember last year, during Jamhuri Day celebrations, Kenyans gave that event a wide berth, and that helped in exposing the true feel on the ground. It indeed exposed that William Ruto never won last year's presidential election because the event occurred slightly less than 4 months. In fact, the event occurred less than 4 months after William Ruto had been declared the president. So naturally, it was expected that a president who was just elected 4 months ago ought to have been very popular and loved by the people. But we saw something contrary to the expectation, and that helped in actually letting Kenyans know and the world knowing that he never won last year's presidential election. Yesterday, Kenyans such as the one who was just spoken actually helped William Ruto hoodwink Kenyans and cheat the whole world that he's a loved president. And from that event, it's a fact, and this is now in the public domain, that school-going children were also used to create a false notion that Ruto is actually loved. But that did expose itself yesterday when it was confirmed that most of those who were shouting Ruto, Ruto, Ruto were actually school-going children. So why is William Ruto very desperate for crowds? If you look on how William Ruto campaigned last year, that's how he campaigned. Creating a false notion, and that false notion hoodwinks and cheats some Kenyans that this is a popular politician. So some people can be drawn to his side thinking that is popular. That's how William Ruto campaigned last year. And we saw Dennis Itumbi not once or twice being captured red-handed, live on camera, trying to cheat, trying to magnify, trying to escalate the crowd attendance in William Ruto's rallies. So that is the strategy they used, and William Ruto still believes that that's the same strategy he can still use. And I honestly believe that now that he used propaganda, he has to continue using the same propaganda to sustain his rule. And Ruto made some remarks today that in the next 10 years, Kenya will never be the same again. And in our subsequent videos, we'll dig deeper into that. So you are seeing a president that his strategy is still the same, a strategy of propaganda. William Ruto has not changed strategy. The same William Ruto used propaganda last year is the same William Ruto campaigning for 2027. So is desperate for crowds to create an impression that is loved, which is not the case. And then we all know that as I talk, the ground is very hostile to William Ruto. In the event they could have not mobilized people to attend that event, it could have been totally empty. In fact, looking at Uhuru Gardens yesterday, there was a section that was almost empty. And then towards the entrance, where cameras were actually zooming, you could see some people there, strategically positioned there. So he's using all that tactic because he's not popular on the ground. He's creating a false notion, a false illusion of himself. And that seems to be pleasing him. If he can lie to Kenyans that is popular, that pleases William Ruto. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. But even before I stop, I still maintain and I believe that Kenyans should not allow themselves to be used by William Ruto. Allowing oneself to be used by this Kenya Kwanza government, you are helping in entrenching William Ruto's bad rule. So Kenyans should reject such useless antics by Kenya Kwanza government. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.
Atakuwa anajiunga nasi mheshimiwa. Kwa heshima naomba sote tumkaribishe mheshimiwa rais hapa uwanjani.
Oganda mane kichogoyongoga ne sonyo deyo, kamoko to ne yumo chak mupu mar yogat, kamoko to ne lolo mana odogwal. Nyisruok mar chia kaka riembo ndeke mag lweny ne okwako kor lwasi. Ka pilot thulo ndek lweny ma umi osutore, kendo po kor boche molal. To nyawadgi biro kachito iu ndegeno, kendo loka tako nyadidek. Kama chielo, thinyore kofunyo kendo dok kor kacham, gisi pito lwero, kinde mandege maro hiro. To ne sungo gige lweny ma Kenya ni godo. Eka yango higni 60 ma Kenya osebedo gode loch ma margi. Miel kod tuke mag lombo wang' ne omiyo wang' oyudo chiemo motok ne lela. Johera mag DJ Afro.
Right. Asante sana. Maridadi.
Will Broda, Makoha, kind ji mamoko ne onyiso lony margi e miyo ji nyiero. Okebe moro lwenyo chuma kendo diede wiye, kendo ogumo moket tiendene kor yamo, oleny kendo girony ka gipodho e lo. Mit mar miel en yot mar nungo, miel dunyore kendo chope midi